Hey y'all, it's me, Wanda Butler, and you are once again wigging out with Wanda. Yes, I have my braids on today, my little Afrocentric hairdo. But I have my wig on, and I didn't slick that down too good, but yes, it's synthetic. I got this in Florida. Yes, I got this in Florida, and it's cute. It's one of those quick throw on wigs, and you kind of gotta get the hairline right. But but we are celebrating Black History Month, so this wigging out is going to be quite different. I'm going to present to you 6 different Black or African American inventors. Yes, 6 inventors of things that we just couldn't imagine getting along without these days. And these are inventions that, I don't know, they made America great. So we're going to delve in and just learn some of our history, because I see in the land, in our nation, amongst our young people, amongst our, African American youth, we just don't know our history. There are adults that I have heard online that just really don't have a clue. They will ask questions about people who are no longer living, and do you think so-and-so should do so-and-so? And they're like, yeah, I think they should. They're not even alive, like 100 years gone. So we need history lessons, and the powers that be are trying very hard to erase our history, because if you know your history, or if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. But if we know what has happened to our people, where our people came from, the rich heritage that we have as a people, not just Americans, but Africans, Egyptians, Sumerians, Greeks, you name it, we're them. We have been... there are Black Greeks, there are Black Jews, there are Black... I found out New Zealand at one time was all Black. So Spain, you name it, we've been there. We left our mark. We built in Spain. The Moors built colleges and schools and things like that. And then now, truths are being unearthed about our people and the things, the accomplishments, and the positions that we have held across the world. And no one wants that knowledge to get out. They don't want us to know. People, other races, do not want us to know who indeed we are. Not just were, who we are and who we have the potential to be. So I'm going to lay some historical facts on you. Hopefully I can get a couple of these done this month. These are quite tedious in the editing arena. To get it together is quite tedious, but I'm getting my little, I'll get my little routine together, and the next one should be easier. But here we go. Into our American history. Our first inventor is Garrett Morgan. Yes, Garrett Morgan. And he invented some really interesting things. We have Garrett Morgan. We have Sarah Boone. We have Marie Van Brittan Brown. And we have 3 female inventors and 3 male inventors. We have been busy building America. So here we go into the video. I hope you enjoy it. Share it with somebody. Like it, share it, subscribe, then have them subscribe. We got to get I'm very grateful for the subscribers that we have. But can we bust 100? That would be nice. Just 100. I'm not asking for 1,000,000 like some others are and some others have. Can we bust 100? Let's see if we can do that. All right, here we go. 6 major inventors. African American descent or Black inventors. All right.
Elijah McCoy. When people think of engineers overcoming barriers, they often think of mechanical challenges. Elijah McCoy, a Canadian-American mechanical engineer of African descent, overcame a different challenge: racism. After completing his studies and apprenticeship, Elijah returned to the United States to Ypsilanti, Michigan. Despite being trained and qualified, Elijah could not find skilled work as an engineer due to racial prejudice. Instead, he accepted a position as a fireman and oilman on the Michigan Central Railroad. To improve the efficiency of systems of lubricating moving parts on a steam locomotive, McCoy developed a lubricating cup that automatically and evenly distributed oil over the locomotive's moving parts while in motion. McCoy's improvement in the lubricators of steam engines was patented in 1872. While other inventors put forth similar devices, the real McCoy was the one railroaders asked for by name. By the 1900s, the device was used in almost all railroads in North America. In his lifetime, Elijah McCoy held over 57 patents. In 1916, Elijah invented a graphite lubricator, allowing superheated machinery to be oiled. Other inventions include a movable ironing board and a lime sprinkler. In 1920, Elijah sold the rights to some of his patents to raise money to open the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company. So, the next time you want the actual item and not an imitation or a knockoff, be sure to ask for the real McCoy. Elijah McCoy, making America great. Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone was an African-American inventor. On April 26, 1892, she obtained United States Patent number 473563 for her improvements to the ironing board. Boone's ironing board was designed to improve the quality of ironing the sleeves and the bodies of women's garments. Sarah Boone, an African-American dressmaker, decided to improve upon the ironing board. Her solution was to create a narrower, curved board that could slip into sleeves and allow for a garment to be shifted without getting wrinkled. Her creation also was padded to eliminate the impressions produced by a wooden board and collapsible for easy storage. Garrett Augustus Morgan. Garrett Morgan created the prototypes for World War I gas masks and the modern traffic light. Garrett, an African-American inventor, patented the electric traffic signal in 1923. Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light to improve traffic safety after witnessing a collision between a car and a horse-drawn carriage. Morgan said in his diary, "I had but a little schooling, but I am a graduate from the School of Hard Knocks and Cruel Treatment. I have personally saved 9 lives." He was also given a medal from the International Association of Fire Engineers, which made him an honorary member. Morgan was born in the late 19th century to former slaves. He was a skilled entrepreneur with an innate mechanical mind. He also invented the gas mask. He escaped the worst of racial prejudice when he moved to Cleveland in search of work. Another problem was that he had only an elementary school education as a young man. Morgan hired a tutor to help him improve his knowledge. Finally, Morgan's skin color also hurt his efforts to market his product. However, Morgan received a patent number 1,113,675 in 1914 for his breathing device, which he also called a safety helmet. Today, this device is called a gas mask. Bravely, Morgan and his brother used the breathing device to rescue several workmen trapped in a toxic gas-filled waterworks tunnel 128 feet under Lake Erie. Garrett Augustus Morgan, making America safe and great. Alice H. Parker. Alice Parker invented the first modern natural gas heating system, which is still used today. Her invention was a major step towards the development of the modern heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, or HVAC, systems. Wondering how Miss Parker's invention worked? Well, it used natural gas to heat air. It distributed warm air through ducts. It had multiple burners that could be controlled individually and allowed users to adjust the temperature or airflow in different rooms. Alice Parker's invention was important. It was important because it was safer and more effective than using a fireplace. It reduced the risk of house fires, and it was economical on fuel and labor costs. Miss Parker was born in New Jersey in 1895. She attended Howard University in Washington, D.C., and received a patent for her invention in 1919. Although Alice Parker received her patent for a natural gas furnace in 1919, it is thought that she died in 1920. The exact date and cause of death is unknown. George Speck Crumb. Did you know that potato chips, the world's most beloved snack, was born out of a moment of frustration? The story dates back to 1853 in Saratoga Springs, New York, at Moon Lake's house, where George Crumb, a talented chef of African American and Native American heritage, was making waves with his culinary skills. One day, a particularly fussy customer complained that Crumb's potato chips were too thick and soggy. Determined to prove a point, Crumb sliced potatoes as thin as paper, fried them until crispy, and heavily salted them, assuming the customer would be displeased. To his surprise, the guest was delighted, and soon Crumb's Saratoga chips became the talk of the town. Interesting enough, George Crumb never patented his invention nor reaped great wealth from it. However, his creation became a local phenomenon, eventually spreading beyond Saratoga Springs and evolving into the French fries we adore today. Crumb continued to refine his craft at Moon Lake's house before opening his own restaurant. George Crumb's ingenuity serves as a testament to how a single inspired moment can leave a lasting legacy. The next time you enjoy a crispy French fry, take a moment to honor the creative mind of the chef who transformed a complaint into a timeless culinary treasure over 170 years ago. His legacy lives on in every golden, salty bite. Marie Van Britten Brown. Marie Van Britten Brown was an African-American inventor. She and her husband developed the first modern home security system. Brown was born on October 30th, 1922 in Jamaica, Queens, New York, where she worked as a nurse. Miss Britten Brown's education was entirely in nursing. After graduating from college, she worked irregular hours as a nurse, which made it difficult to see her husband as he worked irregular hours as an electrician. As a nurse, Brown worked long hours and would return home late at night. Her husband, too, had irregular hours, so she was often alone at night, fearful of being vulnerable in a high-crime neighborhood. Brown decided to figure out a way to see who was at her door if she had heard knocking. Brown and her husband filed for a patent on August 1st, 1966. They received a patent for the invention under the U.S. patent number 3482.037 on December 6, 1969. She also received an award from the National Science Committee for the invention of the home security system. Marie Van Britten Brown was constantly finding ways to live a safe lifestyle, but watching how slow police were to respond to emergencies and crime in her neighborhood, this struck her conscience. In 1966, Brown first had the idea, and she soon applied for a patent alongside her husband, Albert Brown.
Wasn't that amazing? Yeah. Yes, we are a brilliant people. And, I don't know what, making America great could mean other than some of these inventions that African Americans have contributed to this country, and some that were stolen from us. As you see, one of our inventors, George Crumb, he never even got a patent for the potato chip, and we will kill ourselves over some potato chips, honey. But and there were some where the slave master, or the master, for lack of a better word, would take the patents. They would steal the patents. They would take the ideas and patent it before blacks could do it, or blacks didn't have the wherewithal to get it done. So the white people would go ahead and patent and then get credit for inventing things that they Really? Your wife was ironing? Really? Was she really? Okay. So there are several inventions, and I'm going to bring you some more. But I encourage you to just become a historian yourself. They're taking it out of school. They're taking the books away. They don't want us to have the knowledge because we become woke. Yeah, that's what woke means, to be aware, not whatever this is that government is trying to. They don't even know what to do with it, but because we say it, they're trying to make sense out of the term woke. Woke simply means aware, knowledgeable. I see you. That's what woke is. I see you and your shenanigans. We woke about what you're trying to do. So I encourage you, go on YouTube. There are a lot of Black historians spitting a whole lot of knowledge on YouTube. One that I like in particular is Mr. Imhotep. Mr. Imhotep pulls up some very, very good history lessons about who we were in Egypt and who we were in Ethiopia, and before the slave trade and before our history and our things were stolen. I have an idea in my mind that the reason why Egyptians were so enamored or so caught up in the afterlife or the hieroglyphs is because people were going to come and steal our history. So we had to write it everywhere. We didn't even know how we wrote it, just wrote it. But it's a good thing, that the hieroglyphs and other writings are there, because that's the only way we have become aware, awoke to who we are. And so go and dig something. Don't be afraid. We have been bamboozled, y'all. And don't be afraid of our own history. Don't be afraid of Egypt. Don't be afraid of Ethiopia. Don't be afraid of the way we began worship. Don't be afraid of Amen being short for Amen Ra. There's just a lot. There's a plethora of information out there, and we should have it before it's taken away, before it's taken down. Let's teach our young people who they are, where they come from, because the attitudes that we have these days, the lackadaisical attitudes about everything, and really not understanding the crap that we have been through in this country. And never ever think for a moment that they sleeping. Ain't nobody sleeping. Yeah. So get you some history. Get some history under your belt, and become knowledgeable about your people, where you're from. And that's any ethnicity. Blacks are not just under attack. Everybody under attack. So learn about your history. Learn where you come from. Learn, what your people are doing or have done. And there's so much rich history concerning African Americans, concerning Africans, Egyptians, Ethiopians, all over there. Yeah. We fight, but the skeletons don't lie. Historians lie. Anthropologists, people that dig up the history. Yeah, they lie. They lie, change color and all that kind of things, but skeletons don't lie. Yeah, they speak truth. So go and find some history. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your people, because you know what's happening? What we let go, others pick up. And Black influences the world. Black talent, Black theology, Black psychology, poems, literature, you name it. We influence the world. Yeah, you can go anywhere. You can go to Japan, you can go to China, you can go to anywhere. Somebody has their hat turned around backwards, or they're sagging. Whether we like it or not, it's a black thing. Yeah, it is. Hip hop, black thing. R&B, black thing. Tap dancing, black thing. Ballet, and modern dance. This a play. We are wealthy people when it comes to talent. So I'm gonna get off here, and hopefully I'm gonna get started on the next one. Oh, I was gonna sing a little song. Hold on, I'll be right back.